So what kind of dogs do you guys have?
So I have a boxer and a so he's a Boston Terrier Bulldog Beagle mix.
Wow.
And we were just
He looks like a mini boxer.
And we were just talking about him because I saw him, and he's getting thick, like double
thick.
K.
He's a
double
puppy.
K thick. I was just washing a glass in his sink and had my pants almost pulled down by him because he jumped up on me from behind.
Wow.
Rude.
Rude.
Very, very rude. Very rude. He's friendly. And then I have a French Bulldog Boston Terrier mix named Bruce Wayne, and his eyes look in different directions, and it's fantastic.
I love that that's his name. That rocks.
Good.
First and last, we got to give it to him all the time. My favorite thing is when we bring him to the vet, I make him say the whole name. And then when they're like, "Are you Bruce Wayne's parents?" And we're like, "No, they're dead."
Well, that's one laugh there.
Oh,
Yes.
man. You know we just met, right?
That's what you're in store for.
That's what we do. I mean, Bruce Wayne, his parents, we're his Alfred.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. I did it before. It said 3, 2.
Yeah, you jumped right in, and I was waiting for I was looking at the 3, 2, 1.
I was totally not looking at that.
Yeah, we have a countdown every
We have
time.
a countdown. It's right over there.
We hit
on this.
start recording.
So the monitor here, there's a monitor here,
Yeah.
but there's also a monitor here.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at where we are positioned in the room, like you're kind of looking at that monitor, and I'm kind of looking at that one. So I see that 3, 2, 1 right away.
Yeah, I'm usually more conscientious.
Are you?
Conscientious.
Conscientious?
Conscientious. Is that that's a word, right?
It is, sort of.
Conscientious.
There is a word.
Conscientious.
There's a correct word. And
it exists out there.
exists.
Welcome to Bacon's My Podcast.
welcome, everyone, to Bacon's My Podcast. Today's episode brought to you by Poddex, drinkwildbills.com, and grillyourassoff.com, where you can get 10% off your entire order by using the promo code BACON.
Because everything is better with bacon. Also, we are brought to you by the lovely people over at manscaped.com, where they keep you confident. They make your marble shiny.
They do.
They make you nicer.
They do make you nicer. Cleaner. Nicer.
Cleaner. And as a guy.
I use everything.
But also, if you use the lawnmower is also appropriate for females.
It is. It is. I use the lawnmower. I'm not a female.
I'm not a female. Wait,
But-
you're not a female?
But I'm not.
Oh, shit.
Not currently. They work for anyone with hair.
Right.
Anyone
If you got
anyone
any
that's got hair
anywhere,
below the waist.
go for it. It's wonderful.
Check it out.
The less nooks and crannies you have, the better.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you have lots of nooks and crannies, doesn't matter.
I got a cranny.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because Manscaped has it all taken care of you. And if you use the promo code BACONPOD, you get 20% off.
And free shipping.
You get free shipping. And you can even use it on the Ultra Premium line, which is pretty cool because it does the shampoo, it does the body wash, it does some wonderful lip balm. Which
I currently have Manscaped shampooed hair.
Yeah, and it smells lovely.
It does smell lovely. It smells
I didn't want to
lovely.
be a perv and be like, your hair smells great.
Your hair smells so good.
But no, it smells good.
Yeah, we're in close proximity, so
We're
you can
always
totally
in
smell
close,
my hair.
yeah.
But yeah, I have it, and it not only does it smell good, like when I'm growing my hair currently, so it's a little bit longer. So for dudes with long hair, and also for ladies with long hair or long-ish hair, it doesn't leave it heavy. It doesn't leave it like built up. It feels really nice. It smells good. It's a shampoo conditioner combo. I don't know everybody. That's not everybody's bag. I'm trying it right now until I'm done with the Manscaped stuff. Usually I don't do that, but I haven't missed it. I haven't been like, oh man, I need a conditioner.
I
'Cause it
need
feels
an
really
extra
nice.
step
Right.
in my process.
Feels really good. Feels
It's
good.
great. So we believe in the products. You should believe in the products too. So go ahead, check them out. Before we get into our episode with the band Stud Count,
Yeah.
what we need to do is round this month out. It's the last day of Rivals Awareness Month.
Yes. Rivals appreciation.
Indeed. So let's kick it over to that segment that happened at a completely separate date from the very first one, the very first day.
What are you guys
one
doing
month ago?
right now, currently, guys?
So here we are again.
Oh, are you in? Are you?
Maybe.
You're
Are you in?
That's it? Ha! We're in. Look at that shit. Holy fuck.
Hey!
Oh, see, she did it. See, and it worked.
See how much it works.
Everybody.
It totally works.
All right, Rivals. We're winding down towards the end of the month.
Kaylee,
You
it's
guys
gonna
have been
work.
All sorts of what's that?
I said, Kaylee, it's gonna work.
Oh, it's gonna
100%. I'm telling you.
It's gonna totally
I'm
work.
telling you, use that shit.
So we talked about what can we expect from a Rivals show in terms of like song picking. Now you got 2 records. You got a bunch of singles. You got your EP. What are you gonna pick? What are you gonna
Well,
what are you playing?
How are you structuring this set?
It's hard, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's hard to pick. We have a lot of really good songs.
Yeah,
Like,
you do.
Yeah.
Not to brag, but like we have a lot of really good songs, and we have a lot of people who like a lot of really different songs.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
it kind of does.
I got this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
To answer our song picking question, it'll be mostly downstrokes and then maybe some back and forth. But
Oh my god, damn it!
Yes.
Nice.
We needed a bad dad joke. We needed it.
gotcha.
Loved it.
Josh, if you were at the studio, you might have been able to. But
Right.
Yeah,
That's the
and not
drum
at a
set, right,
7-Eleven for some reason.
right here.
Yeah. It's just hard. It's hard to pick. Typically we play like our biggest songs. Sometimes we just don't. If we don't feel like it, to be honest.
Do you guys do the same set every night, or do you guys kind of like? Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you were making that set, were you like, okay, here's the popular songs, or here's the ones with the most views, and we will only pick from that? Or were you like, okay, here's like the 2 biggest ones, and then let's pick the ones that we think work with that musically? Or how did you go about that?
We definitely don't play only our like. Do we play low? Are we playing low? I don't think we are.
No.
And that's one of our biggest songs. And just because we don't want to, you know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I want to cut over it so badly out of this set, but it is our second biggest song, so I cannot take that one out.
Why do you want to cut it?
Oh, I have
boring.
to jump one more fucking time. I'm gonna.
there are a lot of calisthenics involved
man.
in that song.
It really sucks having a song people like.
Well, no.
no.
So when you see them live, they do the jump thing,
We
They do
jump.
the
and
jump
that and that's something that like we've talked about in like a number of my bands. I'm sure you guys have done it too.
Right.
You guys committed to it, and it actually works. It sucked. I'm like,
It's
I'm
hard.
done.
Rivals,
Yeah,
I'm
it's hard.
I'm good.
Rivals is
And,
a lot
like-
of fun aerobics for sure.
Yeah. And I like got to the point where I learned how to sing the song jumping. So like I knew when to fluctuate my voice.
Right.
at what
Plan your
points
breaths. Plan your
to
breaths.
like make sure that my notes stood even. It was lots of shows jumping. I mean, we all were pretty thin back then, so could have been.
Well, COVID happened, and we all, there was the COVID-19 that we all gained.
Going back on tour will change that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Sweet.
slowly patrolling.
When you rehearse, do you rehearse as if it's a live show? Do you do all the jumping and all the moving and everything in a rehearsal that you do for a live show? Or you're like, yeah, let's just play it?
No. No. Most of the time it's just standing there and we all have our interviews in. We're all just like, I'm on my mic and I'm like, woo, woo. And they're all like, woo, woo. And Josh
Nice.
is back like,
Exactly like that too. Exactly like that.
it's pretty
Say
accurate.
So you finish your rehearsals and you're like, we're totally ready for a tour.
to be honest, we're never ready.
One thing I would say is Rivals is like the king of like, yo, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Totally unprepared.
Dude, that's what rock and roll is, man.
Yeah.
Rock and roll is figuring it out, you know?
Yeah. Like we've never played Dark Matter together. Like, I don't, never
Really?
played together.
Oh,
No.
shit.
Yeah, that's
like we wrote it and then
Is
Like,
it?
they
But it's not.
played
It's
it.
not
Actually,
in the set.
today's the first day we're playing with the backtracks.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
And we leave in like a week.
Yeah.
yeah.
That thing that Mickett said.
Mm-hmm.
To
They're out on tour right now.
Yeah.
They're out on tour right now. They're finishing up.
They can't be bothered to do this every time.
They can't do this every time.
They did
but
it. They
but
did it already.
but I will say this: coming in the month of May, we do have a tasting happening with them. We've talked about it for a few episodes. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be entertaining
Yeah, we're
because
working
we're going
through
to
things.
torture them
Destroy the mouth.
relentlessly.
We're going to destroy the mouth holes
Yes.
of Rivals.
So that's going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be
Hopefully
great
funny.
contact. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, we destroy ourselves. And,
Right.
and people like when we
It might
destroy
suck.
ourselves.
It might totally suck, but it'll hopefully be funny,
Yeah,
and that's all that matters
exactly.
to me.
So
Anyway.
this week we do, or this episode in the month of April.
Is it in April?
It's in April.
All right.
We've got the band Stud Count.
Holy crap! It's April. Stud Count has a new single, "Talking to You." Mm-hmm. They're a cool band.
They're
a
not
cool
pop
band.
punk.
They're not pop punk. They're power pop punk.
Power pop.
Power punk.
Power punk pop.
Power punk pop. I don't know. We talk about it in the
Yeah.
episode. You'll hear about it. You'll check it out. I will say that Matthew is definitely the most intelligent person I've ever spoken to in my entire life.
Yes.
And I know that because
He said so.
he told me that that's
He
what he
said
was. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate confidence in one's mental prowess.
I think he talked down to me a few times here and there. So why don't you be the judge of that?
Yeah, you let us know if he talked down
Let
to us
us
or if he
know in
was
the
just full of
comments.
shit. Let
or
us
if
know.
he's just, whatever. Check out that interview right
Now,
now. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick time out. We want to tell you all about our awesome sponsor, Manscaped. Manscaped.com. We've been telling you about them since the beginning of the year. We've been users for years. But now they've put out the new Ultra Premium Collection. And what the Ultra Premium Collection includes is a 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, a body wash, a hydrating body spray, deodorant, and lip balm. And what you do is you go to the shopping cart.
Yep.
You put all your things in there.
Yep.
And when you're done, you use the promo code BACONPOD and you get 20% off and free shipping.
I'm going to stop for 1 second, and I'm just going to let you guys know that I've actually been using this stuff for the last 2 weeks. I got my order 2 weeks ago, and I've been using it every day. And so I'm just going to give you a super fast review. The shampoo conditioner is awesome. My hair feels great. It doesn't feel dry. It's not loaded down. It's not weighted down. And it actually feels really good. The body wash is awesome. It lathers up really great. I use a very little bit of it. I'm kind of like a sponge guy, so I'll put it on the sponge, loofah, or whatever you want to call it. And it's awesome. The surprise for me has been the body spray. It's really awesome. I never used anything like that before. I got it and I was like, what's this gonna do? I'll tell you what, as a person with tattoos, man, my arms feel dry every now and then. And sometimes for you that have tattoos, you understand that like when it gets dry, you start to feel like a raised up area for where your tattoo was. This actually, it smells great and it feels great and it keeps you hydrated. My hands, my arms, my tattoos, that's what I've really used it on. I haven't done the whole body or anything like that. I do use all the other products. I use the crop preserver. I use the foot spray at night. I don't use it during the day because
The Reviver as well for a midday spritz.
Yeah, 100%.
That is not included in this, but
the wipes are key.
You can
all
use
this stuff.
Oh, here we go. We got the wipes too.
Yep.
You can use all this stuff, and you can get 20% off on all of these things. And of course, their flagship Lawnmower 4.0, which I was skeptical. I had the 3.0. They gave us a 4.0. I was like, how much better could it be?
It's better.
It's way better.
I've nicked my sack on the
0
3.0.
times.
And I've nicked my sack 0 times on the 4.0.
Right. So go ahead, go to manscaped.com, use the promo code BACONPOD, get 20% off, get free shipping, and support a really awesome brand that we believe in, and support the show a little bit.
It's really good, guys. I don't care. If it's not good, I'd tell you, because I don't care.
Right. So
it doesn't matter to me. But honestly, like, I'd use this stuff whether we had a discount or not. And I use our promo discount because that's what we have. So have the same discount that we do.
Indeed.
And go over to manscaped.com and use BaconPod as your discount.
I'm Michael Scarabino from the band Quiet. You can find us anywhere at bandofquiet.com. We play alternative rock music. If you love bands like Muse, Coldplay, and Bring Me the Horizon, I think you'll like us. You are listening to Bacon Is My Podcast.
But honestly, if you guys are at So What Fest, it looks like we're going to be working press for So What. So
yeah, so we'll see you there.
We'll meet up, hopefully.
Yes.
Are you got which?
Find some bacon related things.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're in.
What day are you guys playing?
Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Some 41 day.
Nice.
The best.
You're on
You're
on the blue
doing
stage.
nothing but making jokes about that since I found that out. I've been like there's two parts of me. In me, there are two wolves, right?
Right.
One wolf is like, haha, I've been way too punk to listen to pop punk unironically for like 15 to 20 years. And the other part to be like, oh my God, I hope some 41 thinks I'm really, really cool.
And I'll tell you what, that's our intro right there. That's
yeah.
No, I feel you though. Absolutely.
It's super cool.
And it's cool on both of those levels too. Like just to be part of it. That's pretty awesome.
Listen, people are very quick to write off entry-level pop punk bands. And they should not be, because we've only heard of them because they were first punk for a long time. And then
that's true.
Somebody decided to give them a lot of money in a record deal.
And they are a gateway drug to many
other
bands.
great ones.
Many cool bands. And you know what?
Yeah.
A lot of bands like that have unbelievable tracks that hold up to this day. I think there are
100%
dozens of amazing Blink-182 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah,
unironically, a top band of mine, and I've been trying to pretend I didn't like Blink-182 for over 20 years. So
we had an interview with, I can't remember the band, but when I was checking out their previous interviews, the singer continuously apologized for liking Green Day when they talked to him about like bands that influenced him. And I hear that a lot. I'm like, everybody's kind of like, okay, American Idiot was a great album and it influenced me. And it's like, yo, man, it was a great album and it influenced you. Like, it's not, you don't lose cool points for being influenced by something that makes you go play music. Like, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, but even on a punk level, Green Day is good.
Yeah.
These bands are big because they're good. I mean,
right.
I guess it's a little weird just because I know that Sum 41 started as a NoFX cover band.
Right.
Which is that's like a weird place to like I wouldn't go listen to a NoFX cover band. You know what I mean? Like, but
NoFX is around still.
Right. NoFX exists. So if you
NoFX is doing some NoFX covers really for everybody. But Panic at the Disco started as a Blink-182 cover band as well. Apparently, that's a place that people get started. I've never done it myself. What real artists, us intellectuals, do is throw one quasi-obscure cover into a set, and if you know it, you know it. And if you don't,
Exactly.
well,
Don't let
I
anybody
guess you
know. And then that
Yeah.
one person that comes up to you after the show, you go like, "All
Yeah.
right, I see you."
They're like,
All
yo,
right.
cool Wipers cover. And I'm like, thanks. I thought so too. You want to buy a shirt? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, bet. That was for
I'm
you.
gonna-
Nice. One sticker too? No, I'm good. All right, cool.
I'm going to stop you right there because real quick, we're not going to cut that. That's gold.
Right? Yeah,
That's
gold.
gold.
So just
So
welcome everybody. To the
welcome
show.
everybody to Bacon is My Podcast. We've
That's
got
been
Matthew,
happening.
we've got Norelle from the band Stud Count, a really awesome Philly-based pop punk band. Not really pop punk, but a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But
you
they are
asking
awesome. No, I'm just saying, just whatever.
Well, there's some of that like 70s punk aesthetic to it.
Yes.
Where there's
yes,
hooks,
yes.
and then there's attitude and there's hooks, but there's also sonically some really cool kind of things going on. It's not, I don't know, genres are so weird right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I understand the value of like a genre to get people to go, oh, I like that genre. Maybe I'll check out your band. But like, how is that frustrating to you guys when it's like, what genre are you and where do we place you and all that kind of stuff?
I'm a massive elitist, and so I love it. I love it.
Okay.
I also am better than most people. So that
It's a joke. He's
That-
very dry.
that's a joke. That's not true. I'm better than some people, but no. But the thing about genres is they're helpful, man. I mean, it's helpful to know what sort of thing, but unfortunately, you have to be kind of a nerd about everything to know what that means. So, for a band like Stud Count, I mean, like I'm in 3 bands right now. All but Stud Count were started in quarantine. Stud Count started 3 months before quarantine. So
Right.
people have, our demos got signed, the tapes came out, obviously Smart Punk Records is kind enough to take on this LP. So it's not like nobody cares, but there hasn't been enough debate on what we sound like yet.
Right.
But I will say this. We're not a pop punk band. And while I'm not going to take it as an insult to be called that, as a guy who grew up very punk, I'm a little bummed out that people aren't just like, oh yeah, this sounds like 77 stuff. Oh yeah, this sounds like Buzzcocks, which is what I was going for. Unfortunately, it kind of just sounds like I ended up in the pop punk territory by accident. So I guess here we are,
Well, I think if people reach to try and make connections, and I think that happens with people that are not as intelligent as we all are, obviously. And that's how that works. When you have the ham and eggers out there, they really need to kind of like place something and to see if they like it. Now, when we say like equating you to pop punk, I would kind of, to me, I love the band Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick is a pop rock band, but are they a pop rock band? Like they're a rock and roll band, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how I kind of think of them. I love the Cars. Are the Cars a pop rock band? They have pop hits. They definitely have some hits. But would you equate them to that? Well, to somebody who's struggling with smarts, that's just trying to get through it all. That's just trying to go, what am I going to listen to? What the shit is this? Yeah, you give them a little something. You say, hey, you know what? We're a pop punk band. Whatever. Take a listen to us, and then you'll love it, and then you'll kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. There are worse things to be called, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, to honestly, to help your case here, to be frank,
Right.
the name Stud Count, the whole thing of it is that it's a joke. It's a bit that like
what is a good stud
know,
count on a jacket these days?
Oh, I don't know because I'm an adult, but
He used to know
know, though.
But,
You used to know.
but boy, let me tell you, back when I was young, I had a great number in mind. When I was a kid, I was like a DB elitist as a child. Like I was living in my mother's house in the suburbs. I was really into like anarcho-punk and street punk and all that stuff in DB. And I mean, I think I would buy studs like in the thousands at a time. And then we'd have, this is the most punk part of it all, we'd have sewing and studding parties where we put on records and stud our jackets so that everybody knew that we weren't conformists. And, by these parties, and that we wouldn't listen to anybody's rules.
Right.
Not here.
Not here. Not in this house.
No.
In my house. We don't listen to rules.
Not in this group event that we organized to put studs on.
What's that?
I said not here in this house where we organized an event to bring all our people together and put studs on our jackets.
Oh yeah, because we're very punk rock and cool.
Because
see,
we
absolutely.
made rules.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It never was our house either. I don't think my mother would have liked that many punks in my house at a time. I don't think Judy would have been a fan of Johnny Apathy and friends coming over to the house.
Absolutely. That's great. That's so awesome.
But not to interrupt, but what I always say is that the joke about the band, the name Stud Count, is that we're playing my attempt at playing pop music. Just to bolster your perspective here that we're something of a punk and a pop band.
Right.
Is, we're all punks. We've been playing in punk bands for a long time.
I think instead of calling it pop punk, you call it punk pop. It makes more sense though.
Funko Pop or
power pop.
I mean, power pop works.
Power
pop is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have more in common musically with, I'd say, the Hives than we do with the Story so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
So
okay,
that's the joke. It's really just me setting myself up to be slightly frustrated during
for fun.
The course.
Well, there's nothing more punk than that.
Oh yeah, that's
than being
my
eternally
parents are also
frustrated.
Jewish, so it's sort of inevitable anyway.
Amazing. I just want to bring it back real quick. You were talking about throwing covers into sets and stuff like that, and like going, oh well, I like this song, I'm going to put it in there. I've been doing that in bands all of my life.
Yes, you have.
And 9 times out of 10, I always go, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm going to put this in here, and that's awesome. And by the time I hit the first chorus, it's like, oh no, they're over it.
Nobody's liking what I'm doing right now.
I think, so when you guys do that, like, do you guys just like throw it into a set, or are you guys going like, this is a song that influenced me and I want to put this in my set because it's important to me? Or do you just like go into it and just be like, cool, this is my song. It fits in the set. It's my song. It's fine.
I'll take this one, I think. Let me know if you
I think it's
thoughts.
both.
It's both. Yeah.
Because you can't have something so obscure that nobody gets it, because then no one's having fun except you kind of, and then you're not even having fun, like you said. So it kind of has to be like, you have to make sure that whatever cover you pick is something that other people, at least, like you have to kind of vibe your crowd before you get there, or like while you're there, like you might have one on the back burner where you're like, you should always have like a plan B in case your plan A does not fit the
room,
the demographic there.
Very true.
Because you can usually tell, if you have like a mixed audience of like, there's punk kids, there's hardcore kids, there's, you kind of have to know what's going on.
Sometimes there's even art students who don't know any of the covers, Yeah. And so that's fine. People get into punk in different ways.
But I've also been pleasantly surprised when I've played in like acoustic shows by myself, because I do acoustic stuff too. I was like, I don't know if anybody cares about Fugazi, but then everyone was like, yeah, they like freaked out.
Yeah,
and I played.
That's not that obscure, especially like
some of their songs.
To posers, it's obscure, and
I did. Well, you'd be surprised because in some spaces you say Fugazi and people are like, "Who's that?" And you're like, "All right, I don't know."
They're like, "Who? Fugazi? What are you doing? What are you talking about?" Not my jam, not my problem.
Oh man,
But I will
that's
say
good.
this. So, like I said, Stud Count had one show before we quarantined out. We did a Wipers cover from the EP, their first EP.
We also opened with Black Flag.
Yeah, we also opened with Black Flag, which some people do.
That's a good one too.
What's that?
I said that's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I mean, we opened with the first like intro to Wasted, just as an intro. Just give it a 1 minute, sound checking. Asking people to come inside feels disingenuous and sad. So like playing a song that maybe they would know kind of helps, like the
right
for me. But I will say, in years that I've toured before, like it's a good question because like if you're going to record a cover, that really means a lot to you. That checks out. If you're going to play it live, you shouldn't. I mean, you should probably play something that some people would know. Like one of the bands I was in the last 5 years, like we brought 3 covers on tour with us at all times.
It's wise
because we didn't know what the room was going to know. I mean, hell, we played a bunch of local Philadelphia shows and did like a Circle Jerk song, and like 2 kids knew at a show for the first 2 times we did. He stopped doing it. So yeah. Anyway, my point is that people are such posers. You just never really know.
It's true though. It makes a lot of sense. I always kind of thought of it like, okay, the songs that you record are for you, and if you're going to pick a cover to record, you're going to pick something that means a lot to you and you're going to do it. And hopefully a bunch of people are going to think it's yours and then go see where it's from and then figure it out and then hear it. And that's cool. And they can do whatever. As soon as you step on a stage, at least for me, then you're kind of like, you're kind of 70-30 doing it for the audience. You gotta, at that point you're selling yourself, you're like, hey, buy my shirt, buy my record. Here's a commercial. I'm getting all my shit out right now, and I'm playing a show and I'm getting all my angst out, but I'm also like giving you, hey, this is my band and here's my thing and here's my stuff. So you got to kind of, you got to appeal to them in some way. Give them a riff.
For most people that have been punk for long enough, I mean, like at least into punk to some degree, a cover is fun. It means something to them. It doesn't have to be this big emotional experience. I'm not fronting a straight edge band in 2005. It doesn't have to be something that makes you like tear up or something. Like it could just be a Ramones song that people think is fun, and then you have a good time.
Absolutely.
Like, oh yeah, I'm going to get in the front and sing along to this, and that's really it. It's not even about the money. Is what I'll say out loud in an interview, and it's about having a good time.
Everything's about a good time live. Live is a good time.
It's all about having a good time and getting paid in exposure.
Yeah, you're paid in exposure.
You're paid in exposure.
There's an exposure slot on my bills, which is why I'm really glad for this.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm super excited for it too.
Best.
It's important.
Thank you.
I did want to ask because, and you said you guys played one gig before lockdown and before everything, and you're about to do So What Fest. Are you playing any shows before So What Fest, or are you like, yeah, we're just going to do our first show at So What Fest on the stage, and this is how we're going to do it, and just kind of throw it out there, and then that be the tour? Or are you touring all the way down there?
We talked about it for a while. I mean, I come from the world of punk and hardcore, so like for me, like suddenly having massive festival opportunities is like pretty run of the mill. It doesn't mean you take it for granted. It's amazing, but like, and this will for sure be the biggest show I've ever played to date. So What Fest, that is. But we talked about it, and just like our band is in 3 states right now. We have guys in Philadelphia, we have guys in East Tennessee, we have guys in Orange County. And monetarily speaking, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to fly out to Dallas for one show and call it a day. So we decided to kick off and do like a week to a few days back, Southeast Loop. So I think we're going to kick off in Johnson City in May, about a week beforehand.
Nice. So you'll get a few quote warm up gigs before you do the big gig.
Yes.
Yeah, and honestly, man, no matter how much you practice, I would like a couple practice shows before Sum 41 judges.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Very,
I like that. I have this picture of them like sitting at a long table, like with like coffee, like almost like with the American Idol logo, like, Cut it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, they're totally going to be judging.
I saw an actual like Victorian era court.
Okay,
Like,
so two different vibes. Different vibes.
I think it's
Like
going to be
sitting there
somewhere in
sitting-
between those two things.
It might be.
It's
To be
most
frank, I'll
likely.
be totally chill if Simple Plan doesn't think that I'm cool. So.
Oh, come on. You didn't like Simple Plan. Oh.
Listen, man, I'm just a
Is
kid.
there-
All right.
Yeah. That's awesome. What so like so this actually the whole project started because of songs that you wrote, correct, Matt?
Yeah, no, I for all my bands I wrote like everything, and in Stud Count, Norelle wrote the vast majority of the vocal harmonies and hooks.
So like
and
is this something that you kind of and we like to ask all the bands that we bring on, do you guys have like a home recording rig? Do you guys demo stuff out yourself? And then
you
guys said you're all in different
places.
states. So is that one of those things where you kind of go, okay, cool, I'm going to send some stuff out to you, and I'm going to send some stuff out to you, and or do you have to get into a room, bash some power chords out, and do things, and then like get into a recording studio and do everything?
Well, Matthew has this gift where, like, I went to school for music, and I've like met people who have like perfect pitch, or they have like these random, like these God-given gifts where they can just like do something crazy that every other musician's like, how do you do that? Matthew can hear entire records in his head. He like writes it in his head. And so like I'll come along with like lyrics or like melody lines, or like I'll be like, let's change this, I don't like this. And so we kind of collab, but when we wrote the demo, we recorded it in our friend's basement originally, like demoed it out like with one microphone. I think, right? One. And then we went to my parents' house during quarantine because they built a new house. So in their basement, we like tied a microphone to the ceiling, and I just like stood under it, like yelling at it. And I was like, sorry, Mom and Dad. And they were like, it's fine. Love art. It's great. And then Matthew would go in and demo like specific things. And I guess we kind of did it like piece by piece, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, as far as like actually demoing it out, yeah, definitely. I mean, the first two releases were done like there was like an intentionally lo-fi demo done with one microphone in a basement, where I did it track by track with like GarageBand, and sent it to my friend to like put a master varnish on, and that was it. But as far as writing is concerned, it's me with an acoustic, and then trying to like Steve Carell in The Office style pantomime the drums to the drummer.
But he gets it. They have
But he
language.
gets it. Like in the three bands I play in, the drummer is the same guy for all three. Shout out Brett, he's the man.
We love Brett.
But like one of the bands we play in is like I play in a power violence band with him, and we had a record on last year on Convulse. Like I just went up to Philly to do a new 7-inch with him, and the process was that I basically just had this 7-inch written in my head, and then went to the basement and I said, so we gotta do it. You gotta do like this. And he was like, oh, all right, yeah, I got you. Just like that. It sounds good. And then
And
he
he
did
understands,
it. And then he
yeah.
did it. We practiced
Great.
2 times in 2 days beforehand, and then did the record. That's literally every band I'm in. That's how she goes.
Wow.
Is I teach the
That's
songs
awesome.
to Brett, and Norelle writes. We play in like a goth band as well. It's like equally TSOL and Depeche Mode. So like the way that band works is that like I do that again, except after I'm done, iPhone recording it with Brett, Norelle puts synth on it.
And vocals.
Yeah, and backup vocals. Yeah, that's the
So
that's the process. Is me
So
being
what is it,
complete.
because you have all these different styles that are kind of rolling around that you like to jump into, is it a thing where you like started in a band and then it was like, oh, I have all these songs that might not fit this band, so let's form another band, and then so on and so on and so on? Or is it like I have so many different styles and genres of things in my head that I need to have multiple projects to do it with? What kept you from being like, oh, let's just make one band to do everything, especially if you've got some of the same players that are happening?
That for sure. The second thing, like it's that like I set out to do something else. I also, dude, like I don't know how much your finger's been to the pulse of hardcore in the last 10 years, but like because nobody's really done it better than people did it in the 80s, like what happens is people are like, oh, let's do a band that sounds like this 80s band.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, that was great. We did an LP and now we're done. That was good. everyone needed us to do a Youth of Today record again. And then the thing is like, so that's just the kind of way I've thought about it since day one. When I was 12, I was like, yo, let's start a band like the Casualties with my friends. And now that I'm, an intellectual and a genius, it is more akin to say, hey, do you want to do a goth band? We've been talking about this for a while. And my wife is like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, cool. I can't play synth, so you want to play synth? She says, yeah. And that's really what it is they sound very different from each other. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. And yeah, there's some musical overlap, I suppose, but it's always because I had something else in mind than what I was doing in the band before. Yeah.
How has it been working together musically? Like, when did that start? Like, have you guys kind of been together the whole time and then got married and then all that?
Oh, no. So I met Matthew and knew he was my husband immediately, and he knew the same about me as his wife.
We're very cute.
Yeah, no, it's
very
true.
cute.
That's
awesome.
That's not it. Love at first sight, not at first light, not at the dawn.
Love while listening to loud.
At the dawn.
So basically, love at first sight does exist. Praise God, and here we are. But yeah, so we dated for 3 months, got engaged because we just knew. So why wait? And then our engagement was a year. We got married. And then he was in some hardcore bands, and I was just writing singer-songwriter stuff, playing a show here and there, or a fest or whatever. And then he just was like, what if we did a band together? And I was like, that would be pretty neat. So we started writing songs together, probably we were married for 2 months, and we wrote Give Me Time, actually, was our first song before we even were in Stud Count. That was a song we wrote together way back when. And it was just kind of an acoustic thing that we were kind of messing with the lyrics, and then it came full band.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of started it.
Yeah. The thing is, we had talked about it loosely, but I don't know how much time you guys spend with other people who play music, but it's
well, we're both musicians too. Yeah, we have bands and all that.
No,
so.
I mean outside of just you guys, though, is what I mean.
Right.
In social groups, but loose talk of starting bands with people is constant and incessant.
Much, yes.
Yes.
We threaten each other to have a band together all the time.
This podcast is a loose musical agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah. I mean, I figured that you guys knew what I meant, but yeah, and so the thing is not only did that happen with my wife, but it happened with the guy Brett who plays drums with us. Is we hung out twice and we were like, yeah, we should do a band. And I was like, yeah, man, whenever I get back from tour, we'll do a band, right?
Right.
Of course not. It's never gonna happen. And then
but then it did.
And then this time it did. And so pardon me, I am parched.
Don't stress yourself out.
Woo! No promises. But I don't know, it's easy playing the band with my wife. She's my best friend.
No, it's true.
We
vibe.
We vibe. I took her when we were just engaged. I took her on a bunch of tours with a much worse power violence band.
I thought they were good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I love power violence, so.
And she could hang. She could hang as hell. And if she could hang as hell in a sweaty Toyota going through southeastern B markets, then she can hang playing in a band for real. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes sense. My girlfriend is also in a band, and she's in a punk band called Jackknife Stiletto. Everybody check them out if they can get a chance to check them out. But we met also playing shows together and stuff, and we kind of met. And we were like, "Hey, you're pretty awesome. You're pretty awesome. Let's do this." And we've started writing little things together. So I think it's awesome. I think it's very cool.
Fun.
I didn't know this.
Well, little bits here and there. She's also doing she's also doing a ukulele Misfits cover record. So
I know. She's supposed to record it here. I still haven't waiting for the call.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yo, so guys, what bands do you play in? I feel like that you deserve a plug. It's your podcast.
Oh.
No, we plug it plenty.
Oh, we plug the shit out of it. Don't worry. But yes, Mike's in a band called Something
I should have
Heavy.
known that. I'm such a fan of your show already,
Yeah.
Mike's in a band called Something Heavy. I'm in a band called Craving Strange. And then we also put out music together in a band called Bacon Is My Passion, which led to Bacon Is My Podcast.
Yeah,
I
we
love
were
bacon is my passion. I love that.
we were supposed to write music together, and we did a few times. But then also people were like, "Oh, we'd like to hear what's going on like in those hallowed halls." So like, I built this studio over quarantine, and we finally got back together to like hang out and write and stuff like that. And we found that the first hour to 2 to maybe 3 to maybe 4 were us drinking some whiskeys and catching up on life. And
a
here
lot
we
less
are.
songwriting than that.
Yeah.
And now here you are. That's
And now here we are.
And now here we are
with you guys.
hanging out with you guys. So hanging out with Stud Count.
One thing I will say is I've been to Philly for quite a few shows. It's well documented on this show. Again, since Matt, you are
Since
a
you're
fan,
a big fan, you've heard it.
you've heard about this. I will go to a show not in New York City 10 times out of 10 if I can.
Yeah, he'll bypass New York City every time.
Every time. So I do like Philly. One of my favorite venues is Voltage Lounge.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, it's so cool. Like,
is that going somewhere?
I don't know. But like, I feel like no. I feel like Voltage Lounge, and not like I've been to a lot of venues in Philly, but like it very much encompasses like the DIY and the fun of playing live. Is that still around?
Yeah,
like it's still around, right? Officially. So like, are you guys? So how you personally, how many times have you played there? What do you feel about Voltage Lounge?
And should he be going to other places?
I played there once. I played there once. I will say this: Philly hardcore doesn't typically do Voltage Lounge.
It's more of a metalcore.
Yeah, it's like the
he's more metalcore.
The white high top pick clap crowd does the Voltage Lounge. You know but Joe, This Is Hardcore does the venue right next door, the Electric Factory, during the summer.
Oh yes, yep, another great place.
Which I have played. I worked for that fest for a few years, but I played there once, and let me tell you the story because it's so underwhelming.
Yes.
So I was touring in a hardcore punk band. It was about 4 years ago, and just some past connections, we ended up touring with a band from Amsterdam called Vitamin X, which for me is that was a really big deal. I mean, that was like, oh, this is the one Euro straight edge band that I like, and they were the ones that I liked for the last 20 years. I've liked Vitamin X since I was a kid.
That's an excellent get then.
What's that?
I said that's an excellent get then if you get to play. You know what I mean?
That's 100%. I mean, honestly, praise God, after a lot of years of playing in bands, things have been very blessed for the last handful of years.
Nice.
If I start a band for some reason, people seem to care pretty quickly, and that is really reassuring because nobody's paying me. So yes, not for hardcore at least, right. And so we they did a festival in Mexico City or somewhere nearby, and to kick off their West Coast dates, which were apparently hit or miss, but they played 2,000 at the fest, and I was like, well, that's honestly that's the kind of crowd Vitamin X should have. They're on Southern Lord Records. They're a big deal. They've been a big deal. The booking agent is the same booking agent who does stuff for the Casualties and Left Throw Crack and stuff like that when they played shows, and so he was expecting to be an audience that was, oh, Vitamin X is in town, I'm just going to cancel my plans and go see Vitamin X. Right. Which is nuts if you have your finger to the pulse on hardcore at all, And so they played 30 or less paid almost every night, including at the Voltage Lounge.
Right.
Which was one of the sadder things I've done.
It was underwhelming.
As a band. Everyone played well, but we ended up selling them in merch on that tour 20-1. It was very sad.
But wasn't selling 30 tickets to Voltage Lounge awesome?
No, not No, I'm not mad at anyone. The guy who booked it was cool. It was just
Right.
like the booking agent didn't know what he was up to, and that's okay. It was a very sad, sort of underwhelming tour, except for the New Jersey show that we booked because we were like, look, man, I just want them to have a good time somewhere near Philadelphia, and it's sure as hell ain't gonna happen at the Voltage Lounge. So, like, we booked the show at the E Block, the Eastern Block, and at the Jersey in New Brunswick. And I'd say like 100 kids were there, like,
Nice.
and that's why I'm obviously a very famous booking agent. So but no, I mean, jokes aside, I was really happy for the opportunity. I felt bad that these adults flew from Europe for this. That's really what it was. But it was fine. I mean, I have no beef with the Voltage Lounge. Yeah, the playing there was nothing terribly special though. Because of that, it would be at a much cooler show though.
We have been to a lot of shows there.
A lot of very cool shows. I mean, I saw Naysayer did one show there during the Super Bowl when the Birds won the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's right. Go Birds. And that show had like 400 kids at it, and that was sick.
Nice.
Commercial break.
This episode of Bacon is My Podcast is brought to you by drinkwildbills.com and growyourassoff.com. Use promo code BACON to get 10% off your entire order.
Yeah, grilling season is never over, and you always want to quench your thirst, and why not do it with some craft-made beverages by Wild Bills.
The two work together pretty awesome.
Yeah, agreed. So go ahead, hit them up. Check it out. It helps them, which are awesome companies, and it helps us.
It helps us, and it helps you.
And it helps you to
because you like
live a more flavorful life.
You like delicious things in your mouth.
Indeed. So do it now.
Do it.
This is Chris from Sucker Punch, and you guys are consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
So in talking about like getting people to shows, which is always a thing. What do you prefer? Do you prefer shows in front of a smaller crowd in a more intimate place, or do you prefer like a bigger situation where there's more and we'll take away obviously the amount of money that you're being paid for all of these shows, because clearly that's got to be irrelevant because you're a famous booking agent. And
also, money has no effect on my life at all, even a little bit. I don't.
No, because we all pay our bills with exposure. So
yes, correct.
Yes,
I'm so glad we're on the same page, man.
Yeah,
that's what we do. That's what we do.
But as far as like performing and being in a band, do you prefer a situation where you're like, say you have the option to do a place that will have 500 people in it, but you're on a stage and you're kind of like in a situation like that, or you're in a place where there's 100 people and they're right in your face and it's a little bit smaller. Like what's kind of your vibe? What do you prefer?
Personally, I will either of those situations sound fantastic to me.
Well, clearly, yeah.
Like when you tour a lot, as I'm sure that you know, because you guys play in bands, sometimes you play to way less than that, and that sucks. But if 100 kids are in a tight crammed space, that rocks.
Yeah.
For a band like Stud Count, I would love to do either. I don't have a preference. Obviously, the more kids, the more fun it's going to be. But I mean, are you suggesting a barricade with the bigger crowd?
Yeah. Thinking in terms of that. Just I asked this for people that have toured and stuff like that because people always ask me, "What's your favorite show that you ever played?" And I've been lucky enough to play some bigger events, and I've been lucky enough to play some well-attended events. But I think my favorite show was at a venue in West Virginia called the Rocket Club. It's not there anymore. It used to be two double-wide trailers stuck together, and it was a dirt floor, and they put us in there, and we were terrified of it, and we thought it was going to be absolutely awful. But they packed 100 kids in there, and they were standing right in front of us and like sweating on us. And it was for me, I love that. I love that vibe. I love that energy. I love that thing. I'll take that over. I love being on a stage and having lights and having all that kind of fun stuff. I think that's super cool, and I like doing that. But the energy involved for me in that show, that was my favorite show of all time. So I like to ask anybody that's been on the road, like, what do you dig? What's your thing?
Well, to be frank, man, like honestly, like getting the Smart Punk sign and being in Stud Count is like my first exposure to being in a band that might be facing a barricade.
Okay.
Like, and it sounds like we already kind of have to now. In May. Like my guess is that festival where people can.
Well, you're going to get that immediately, yeah.
Yeah, like it sounds like people could, like in theory, want to touch one of the guys from Hawthorne Heights and they won't be able to because there's barricade. Like that kind of crowd might be there, right? Like there's
That's
like
true.
a warp tour atmosphere type situation.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to touch Hawthorne Heights?
Well, you can probably count me on a list of people who doesn't want to touch. But that could be because I already have.
It could be.
When I was younger, I did some singer-songwriter stuff for a little while, and I played a couple shows with JT Woodruff.
Okay.
No touching really took place, but
it's okay. You don't
crisp high five.
You don't. It's okay.
I was just, you know what? There was no touching. But I don't know, man. I'll say this. I have no idea what it's like to play in front of a barricade. So I'm guessing it's going to be both very cool based on the size of the audience and a little bit something I'm going to have to get used to as a guy who comes from punk. You know, I bet Pete Wentz had no idea what the hell was happening the first time the Fall Boy had to play in front of a barricade.
Oh, sure.
But I'm also sure it was his idea based on all that he did for the group. So, yeah. I mean, if I had my preference, I love when I saw when Refused was like doing some fest someplace and they did like a 200 cap room someplace nearby, like as another show or like an after show or something. If I was fronting a band, I would like people to be able to sing along to my music. But
yes,
me giving them the microphone, which is impossible with a barricade. So
especially when it's a cover.
So unfortunately, that's just not how the world of music works with liabilities and laws and stuff like that. And so I guess to answer your question is I would probably prefer the more intimate setting, but you have to stay at a very low ceiling in order to maintain that.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. If a 13-year-old kid who can't get to a show gets to listen to bands that I'm in, and that means we have to be in the circuit of bands that's playing with barricades and like a light show, then that's okay with me. That's very okay with me.
Nice.
How about you, Norelle? Are you ready to walk on people's hands? And
I never liked crowd surfing. It always bothered me, especially if I was in the front because I'm smaller. And so if anybody ever followed me, I was like, so, Matthew loves to get up there like at a hardcore show and he'll just jump. He does not care. And I like the intimate setting. I do, especially as somebody who does acoustic music. Like I love getting to interact because I like the quiet setting. But since we're in like a band,
I want to grab our cat. He needs to be part of this conversation.
Yeah, he can come. Norway, you're invited. But I really enjoyed our first show because it pretty quickly, like we sold tickets and there was a good amount of people there. Webbed Wing headlined and we were co-headliner, like what would you call it?
So we did a demo release show before we even ended up making physical tapes.
Our only show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
the lineup was a local hardcore band called Lux, a band called Gel from New Jersey, which is very good if you haven't listened to them. Us and Webbed Wing, which have you guys heard that band before? Webbed Wing.
They're very good.
I haven't.
I have not.
Check them out.
It's the guys from Super Heaven.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they've been doing it for a couple of years, but both LPs are very, very good. And we played to a very packed out room, and it was extremely humbling for a band that literally just started. I mean,
we had such a good time.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't know, but I really enjoyed that setting. It was a what was it? It was a bar in South Philly, that I had never even been to. Like it was my first time being there and playing. But the bar setting was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And so now I'm a little nervous because I feel like I don't know what to do with that much stage space. Like I'm like, do I roller skate? Like I can cartwheel. I could do that.
Maybe
I like that.
Maybe both of those things. Maybe cartwheel on roller skates. So have you done and I'm sorry that I don't know the answer to this, but have you, Norelle, done a lot of band stuff as well, or has it been mostly singer-songwriter type of solo things?
So it's mostly been solo stuff. I was in a band in high school. We won't talk about that because it's irrelevant.
Because it was high school, yeah.
Also, but like I went to school for music performance, so I sang opera and classical.
Okay.
Which is a surprise. But so I would stand by myself. So it's like in that sense, I have performed, but not when it comes to like a band setting. But I really enjoy it. It's so much fun. Like there's nothing like having your bros behind you and like your husband and just some of the people that you love the most, just like playing music with you and just jamming. Like
she's
band
also
practice,
really good.
Thank you. But like band practice is the best. Like that's just like when you're mad or you're upset or you got a lot of emotion going on, you go to band practice and you're like, I feel 1,000 times better. This is great. Like it's great. I want to do it my whole life, to be honest. Forever.
Nice.
So you've played, you've played in front of crowds before. You've been in front of a lot of people. Is there a difference? Like you're saying, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with all that space. Were you like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now? Like, what was that like for you? Like, what's the transition there?
I'm still working on it, so I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Okay.
But
you've had the one show, so yeah.
Like I would kind of practice like stage presence at practice, which I think a lot of vocalists do.
Should do, yeah. If they
You should do.
Because then when you get there, you're gonna feel weird if you didn't like practice what to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be weird.
Well, and then it's phony.
Yeah.
It's phony if you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it really, I think, if I could give anybody advice, what I think is really gonna help me and what does help me and has helped me is some of the songs that we sing. Like some of them are just like fun, but some of them are very passionate. Like our song "Avenue" coming out is about the opiate epidemic in America. And so that's something really close to my heart. And, so like when we sing that song or, Delicate is another one talking about like, just like the feminine, the power behind being feminine and it being a good thing. Like getting to talk about that and being told you're delicate is not a bad thing and getting to like actually say something that matters to you gives you the passion and the confidence to be like, I really don't care. Like, I'm just going to get up here and I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to play these songs. And like, I hope you vibe with it. And if you do, like, we're going to have a great time. And that kind of just having the confidence to go up there and be like, this is our music. Like, that's the point, is that's why we have music. And so like, I don't think it's going to be too bad at the fest. I think I'm going to have to like, I'm afraid of just there's being so much space and I'm like, should I walk around a lot? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the bar setting, it was easy because it's like, we're like this.
You had 2 feet of choice, really.
Yeah. You're like, I can like come up to Matthew and like dance or something.
That's the closest to be. And then over here as well.
And then our guitar player, Max, I love him because he'll just like noodle man when he plays. Like he literally like is like shredding and he'll just like flail. Like that's his thing, He flails.
We're a fan of flailing.
Yeah, Matthew kind of power stances and you kind of like rock around a little bit.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm definitely too cool to be there. So you just gotta kind of act like I'm with you. I'm a little bit nervous about the prospect of playing like a stadium festival in Dallas. There's mad space and I'm like 1.5 feet wide at most. So I'm not Davey Havoc, I'm not gonna. That
guy has amazing stage presence.
Yeah. I love Davey Havoc.
We've had discussions about Davey Havoc, and he is on the older side, but man, he's handsome.
Yeah, he's a good looking fella.
Handsome fella.
Still,
and he's still vegan straight edge as well.
Yeah,
which makes him, like myself, very cool.
100%.
And punk rock,
and punk rock.
But no, I don't know, I'm excited for it, but I'm also like a little bit nervous.
It's not a big stage that you're on. It's like a bunch of little club stages. So it's like, you go to a little club stage on the right and you hang out with those people, and you go to a club stage on the left and you hang out with those people.
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
Well, thanks for crushing my dreams, dude.
That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for.
Speaking of crushing dreams,
we have a sponsor. which makes us complete corporate sellouts. But here we are. Here we are together, and we are going to make Matthew and Norelle
We're not
corporate sellouts with us.
We want to be punk. We're not punk.
No, we want to sell out.
We're selling out because
100%.
because these guys pay us in monies, not exposure. And one of those companies is Poddex. Poddex is basically a company that has a bunch of decks of cards. Within each deck is 50 cards.
Yes.
Within each card is a question. And what it is it's for budding podcasters or people who are just like kind of awkward and just need an icebreaker, who don't have verbal diarrhea like we do.
Yes.
And what we like to do is have our guests pick from one of the Poddex cards.
Gonna get a random question.
A random question from each Poddex card. So, Matthew, Norelle, we have the interview deck, the interview deck 2. We have the Would You Rather. We have the What the Heck. We have the episode deck. We have the What the Fuck. See, this is like MTV old school branded. Yeah. And then we have the How Dare You deck, which is one of my favorites. So guys, which one of these decks would you like to each choose from?
You can both pick the same deck if you'd like. You're each going to get a random question.
Man, I don't know.
Can I be straight with you, fellas? I don't remember them at all.
We have green, red, light blue, popcorn.
Green, red, light blue, popcorn. Light blue.
Okay.
All right. What the fuck it is?
What the fuck it is? Noelle, you want the same deck, or would you like a different color or name?
Green.
Green. All right. Cool.
Green is what the heck? I'm going to start right here.
We're going to start with blue.
And we're going to start with the blue, which is the what the fuck deck. And I am going to...
He's going to shuffle. I'm just going to tell everybody that's listening, you can go to poddex.com, check out any of these decks. They have a lot more of them. They also have an app for your phone if you want to kind of do that. If you like stuff at Poddex and you want to get one of their decks of cards or some of their swag, they got some cool shirts. You can just please use the promo code BACON.
Because everything is better with bacon. Even vegan bacon.
Indeed. It gets you 10% off, and it helps us a little bit so that we can keep the lights on here. We do appreciate it very much. It keeps the show free. And so check it out.
Let's fan this out right here. Matthew,
I'm going to use the finger of power here. I'm going to go from my left to right, your right to left. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Stopping right there. All right. Your question, Matthew, is: have you ever been bitten or attacked by an animal? And if so, by what and why?
As cat people, I feel like that's an easy question to answer.
That's an easy question to answer.
There's got to be something more interesting than this 8-month-old cat.
Right.
Well, we walked dogs in Philadelphia for 4 years.
Okay.
And I mean, he didn't mean to, but this one pit bull had like a tin can in his mouth from the street.
That was scary.
And then he definitely nicked my finger. So if that counts, then that counts.
That'll count. And pit bulls get a bad rap. Everyone that's listening, I'm just saying right now, there's no bad dogs. There are just crappy owners. Pit bulls
he
are
was a
awesome.
sweet boy. Every pit bull I've met so far has been amazing. Every pit bull that we work with was good.
He just liked trash.
And you know
Yes.
what? What better place than Philly, right?
I tell you what, we used to, my family had a pit bull, and her thing was any time there was a potted plant, she had to take the plant out of the pot.
Oh, no.
And it didn't matter how big the pot or how big the plant. And we were visiting a friend, and we were out on their back porch, and we were leaving to like go hang out in another part of the house. And the owner was like, "Oh, I'm going to stay out here with the dog and hang out for a little bit." And we were like, "Okay, well, don't leave." The dog's name was Sadie. We were like, "Do not leave her out in the backyard because you are in this back porch because you have a bunch of potted trees and plants in here, and she will take every single one out. And she was like, no, it'll be fine. So we all went in the other room. And
sorry, we have to reload
literally,
because
that's all right. You're moving locations. That's all right. That's why I'm telling a story, because I figured I'd kill some time. So while we're all in the other room, she comes in and she was like, I left the dog in the porch for literally like a minute because I had to answer the phone. And 6 plants were out of 6 pots.
That's 6
immediately. And you know what? Sadie was amazing. She's amazing. That was just her thing. That was her thing. You never know it's your thing until it's your thing. You remove a plant from a pot and you love it, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's part of the deal.
Here we go. We're going to fan out the other deck. Would you rather?
All right, Norelle.
Norelle.
Here's your would you rather deck. You let me know when to stop. I'm moving right now.
All right, stop.
Oh, she's on the other side. She's super quick with the stop. Is this would you rather? Because this is not a no. This is what the heck.
All right. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was gonna say this is not a would you rather question. Norelle, have you ever been arrested, and if so, for what?
I have never been arrested.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Most people shouldn't be arrested.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt has something to say.
Yeah. What do you have to say, Matthew?
I said rookie.
What about you? Norway has definitely been arrested at least twice. I've sent him to cat jail. And he's looking away. He knows. He's like
he is looking away. What is Norway's most common crime?
Nefarious crime.
Yeah.
Okay, his most common crime is definitely clawing my dresser.
Yeah, straight up.
It's a bad one.
On the dresser.
Did you guys know? Did you guys know that cats comprehend and understand being naughty? And I don't mean being bad. I mean intentionally being devious. It is part of their adaptive trait as a species.
Really?
Yes.
I would have guessed yes, but I didn't know.
Yes.
Yes. So here's what Norway does to avoid accountability. I'll be like, dude, and he'll just be like, and then he'll run underneath our bed
to avoid punishment.
To avoid being sprayed with a little spritz. It's just water. It's annoying. It doesn't hurt him. It's just
right.
No, it's a spritz of water.
Yeah. And then I'm like, Norway. And he's just like, I want to go back to cat jail. I already did my nickel.
Or he'll plop on the floor and look really cute. He'll be like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. So he basically both does like white Ford Bronco chase and I'm sorry, is there a problem, officer? Yeah, to us. And I'm like, oh, buddy, you're 8 months old. Come on, grow up.
Get it together.
He doesn't even pay rent.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know what? They do that. They do that sometimes, and it's
sometimes they're jerks, man.
Yeah,
they take advantage.
Who, cats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
All pets.
Yeah, I'm so thirsty right now. Can I have some of this?
All right. So before we really get to the end of this, we really want to ask.
Yeah, we've taken up a lot of your time today, and Matthew is about to fall asleep. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen for me today, so this is fine.
You're in a lot of bands. You do a lot of things.
I do a lot of things.
Norelle, you do a lot of stuff as well. You're a singer-songwriter, all that kind of stuff. You're a cat mother. What do you guys do to get your mind? What's your bacon outside of music?
Yeah.
To get your mind off of all the things that is stud count and
how do you shut it down?
Projects
how do you shut it down?
Gigs and.
You can go first.
Okay. So I'm actually an influencer on Instagram. And so I do modeling and collabs and stuff like that. I love doing fashion. I love doing hair dye, obviously hair color. That's actually where the green came from. And makeup tutorials, stuff like that. That's my current job. It's awesome. I love doing it. I also do
what is your Instagram? Where can they find you on Instagram?
It's at Norelle.k on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah. And
she's very famous and cool and pretty.
Thank you. I loved, and then I also do like makeup gigs. So if anybody lives in Tennessee and they need their makeup done for a wedding or prom or whatever, like I love doing that.
Or if you live anywhere in the world and you're going to pay to get her to come there.
Yeah, I mean, if you
make it happen.
Yeah, if you can,
if they want to buy my flight,
if you can cover travel, we'll go someplace for a makeup gig for sure.
Hell yeah.
I'd be down.
Matt, what about you?
So Norelle is in one of the other bands with me. She's in the goth band with me. So when I'm not doing music, here's the thing. That's what I do to chill out. But I do it in such a way that it seems like it's not going to be a thing to chill out anymore. I like it enough that that's worth it to me.
Right.
That's why I did it. I like that. I would love if someday music was paying bills. Like that's the goal. And I don't care if it's unpunk to say it. Nobody sells out.
No, that's the goal for anybody that does it, man. And,
yeah, man.
There's nothing unpunk about playing punk rock for a living. Like
exactly.
Don't get it twisted. That's insane. Like I'm not going to be some like crust punk living in a gutter for any amount of time. I did that as a teenager. I would say for the rest of my life, but as soon as I hit like 20, I was too old for that. So for fun, I don't know what to tell you. I work a full-time job as a server in a pretty busy restaurant downtown. I exercise a lot.
Yeah, we do that.
We both do that. I do it 6 days a week.
True.
They're all somewhere between 4 and 5. I love cooking for the homies.
There we go.
Life. Like I'm a big fan of cooking. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good cook.
What's your go-to meal that you're going to cook for everybody?
There was a while there, and maybe someday when I'm a little older, maybe have some more money to pour into it. But I'd love to actually start a restaurant eventually.
Nice.
But I love making Mexican food. Mexican and Asian are the things that I think I'm the best at.
Nice.
I think that I am the best taco maker that I know.
He makes very good tacos. It's true.
I so much so that I actually sell plates to the people I work with at a Mexican restaurant. So
that's fantastic.
My main thing when I'm cooking for myself and people that aren't soft and can't handle spice is with I'll do smoked ghost pepper steak and pineapple tacos.
Oh,
which when you
I'm
know how
in.
To cook,
yeah,
veganism is not that difficult.
Really.
The other thing that I think I'm very good at is elaborate ramen dishes. I've been known to spend 45 minutes to an hour preparing ramen for maybe 3 or 4 friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nothing happens for me because you know that, but I like to do that stuff to unwind and stuff and such.
Yeah, cooking is like super cathartic for me as well. Like when I cook for my family and stuff like that, it's just like, cool, I'm going to pop a podcast on or just like a little bit of music, and I'm just going to go and focus on the kitchen, cutting stuff. Like when people tell me, oh, I'll meal prep for you, don't touch it. Please, don't touch it. I'm good. Yeah. I want to cut the onions.
Oh, yeah.
Let me cut the onions.
Where you guys?
You don't do it right.
It's very zen. That's very zen for me too. Yeah.
Where are you guys from? Like where you live at?
We're in New York. We're in Long Island right now.
Are you from Long Island?
I am. I'm not. I'm from the Midwest. I moved out here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Indiana.
Get more specific.
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And then after moving plenty of places, I lived in West Lafayette, Indiana, Purdue University camp.
Yeah. Did you just go to college there and stay?
Actually, I moved there in grade school. My family moved around a lot, and then I was there for a while. So I did go to some college there too.
Cool. I lived in Indianapolis for 5 years.
Oh shit! Nice. My brother lives there right now. Yeah.
It was fine.
It is fine.
It was a very fine city.
It is totally okay.
Where on Long Island do you guys live now? You live in the same town?
He is in Belmore, Long Island, or Wantagh Line. Yeah, and I am just outside of Amityville.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. I haven't been on Long Island in 3 years now, but
nice. Next time you guys
go? Where'd you go when you were here?
One of my bands played at the Amityville Music Hall.
AMH baby.
Yeah.
I had one of my band's record release shows there.
Which band was that?
I played at that.
You played at that. Yeah.
Played at that show.
Did a very defiant thing, and I loved it. But yeah, the band at that time was Last Turn Off Broadway. But we didn't play with you guys. We brought like home like close friends, homegrown kind of things for sure. But yeah, AMH. I did pay $14 for a Jameson.
Yes.
That's too much.
Yes,
That's why I don't
thank you.
get alcohol, man. Like,
That's
like just don't.
That's why I
Like,
drink White Claw.
yeah. My guitar player doesn't drink, and
Excuse me.
it saves him a lot of money, and it's a really smart move. It's a really good move for him. It really is.
I know that you guys don't know me that well yet, but I have a feeling we'll be old friends before no time. But if I ever sound like I actually care about being straight edge, it's not true. I'm an adult and I do not care. No effort has gone into me being straight edge. I have simply not done things.
That is
Which
fair.
is why I always wear a swatch and play in straight edge bands and
have superpowers.
And have a straight edge tattoo and
Nice.
and also, which is why I feel the need to talk about it in most interviews and conversations. So
That also makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I've had my guitar player who I've had for like 10 years now, something like that. He is and he has no problem with me saying it, and he's totally fine with it. He's in recovery, and he's I think it's 14 years clean now, which is amazing.
Wow, awesome.
He gave me the honor of presenting him his 11-year chip, and that was one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten to do. It was totally really awesome. So it's cool because we're always places together, and we're always hanging out together and stuff. And he's always telling me, like, he's always looking at me like, yeah, man, like that costs a lot, doesn't it? I'm like, yeah, it really does.
Dude,
it's really dumb.
It's one of those weird things where, like, I've played in like mad bands, and like I'm usually in two at a time, and like I was at one point in like a New Age Records straight edge band, and people who do cocaine at the same time. And at least at the time, I would go from one practice where like the pushing 40-year-old guys and some of them in the band would be like, "Yo, guys, isn't straight edge like so cool?" And I'm like, and then I go over to the next practice and they just be like, "Yo, you want up coke? Haha, just kidding, pussy." And I'd be like, you know, honestly, I might. So, no, I'm all about sobriety. I'm a big fan of recovery. I'm a big fan of people that are in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
props to your boy.
100%, man. 100%. He's one of the strongest people I know. Shout out to my boy Frank.
Yeah. He's a poster child for sobriety for me personally.
He's a champion for it. He really is. He's helped a lot of people too, which is really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
I like that. I like anytime you can send, and like like you said, like it's your own thing, and that's cool, and you're not like hey, you should do what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm never like that either, and I think that's kind of lame to ever be like that. But if you can be somebody that gives somebody else kind of a reason to think a certain way, or a reason,
or the strength,
or just to explore something, or help somebody, or in some way, any way, shape, or form, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty
hats off to you.
Like, I'll say this, like, recreational, like, Norelle is not straight edge. She'll have a drink, or perhaps two if they're properly spaced.
Right.
Like, but like,
which was really fun because he's so straight edge that everyone thought I was.
Yeah.
And then I drink a beer in front of them, and I should have made the joke like, I'm going to break edge right now and just like down a PBR.
You can always.
I didn't take it like seriously, like the thought of that like joke until like it was too late. So.
What?
Oh man, I was gonna say you can always freak everybody out.
You got to do it.
I think it's really funny. I don't know.
Here's the thing, and this is like sort of where it seems like we'll be headed as a band with Stud Count, is that like, unfortunately, rather than me being known as like so unbelievably straight edge that everyone around me must be, I'm now just like Pete Wentz in 2001, where it's like, oh yeah, did you know that guy from that band that's not punk or hardcore is straight edge? Isn't that a cool little tidbit of history? And then some guy with ears like, no, like, and then that's it. Like that's the. So I think we might be too late. So I think Norelle pretending to break edge might have expired.
Well, I tell you what, Matt. If you get to be the answer to a trivia question, you're doing something right.
We haven't gotten there. So
you're on your way.
But we're working on it. We're working on it.
Working on it. I'm working on it.
There you go.
Absolutely. So, guys, before we sign off here, we do want to have you guys let everybody know where they can find you, your band, and all of the things stuck out.
Thank you. This thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are the only band called Stud Count. So you just search us on any streaming platform, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. You'll find it. The full-length record is going to be out on Smart Punk in July. Single starts streaming in May with music videos and such as well.
Yeah, we have 2 really awesome music videos coming out that we filmed in Nashville. We're stoked about it.
Shout out Matt Bender and the team for getting those done.
Yes.
Shout out the city of Nashville for being super wild for 4 days.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Nashville. Yeah. I'm a fan of
Hot chicken.
So far,
Hot chicken's
that
pretty
was
great.
the coolest place I've been, at least in the Southeast. We will be touring to and from that fest in Dallas. So if you live anywhere between East Tennessee and Dallas-Fort Worth area, Texas, or like 100 miles above or below, you'll probably have a show within an hour of you in May and early June. I guess.
Make the trip. Go see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So What Fest is going to be badass.
Yeah.
So definitely go see these guys on a barricaded stage or somewhere closer proximity.
Yes, and keep your eyes peeled, I guess, for the new Drill Sergeant 7-inch. What bands are playing.
Nice.
So if anyone here listens to Real Hardcore TM. And the new Academy Order LP, if you like wearing mesh shirts and eyeliner. And,
Nice.
Yes, that's what we're up to. That's where you can find us.
Nice. And if you like all those things, check them all out. But check out Stud Count. Check out the Talking to You video. It's going to be, right? That's one of the videos coming out, I'm guessing, because that's the single that's out now.
No, actually.
No, it's not.
I'll just, you know what? Why don't I just tell you guys got something to look forward to. Through My Window is the next music video. That's the next single/video coming out. After that, there's a video for a song called Give Me Time. And then there's going to be there's one more single, and then boom, whole record's out.
Awesome. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Check it out. Check out Stud Count. Share them with your friends. Share them with people you don't like. Share them with people you do like.
And while you're doing all that, test taker Matt, what is the one most important question you need to ask yourself and everybody around you?
Do you know our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Close, but even more important than that.
I don't think it's a more important question, brother.
Clearly the more important question than that. Way to steal our thunder, Matt.
Brother, the Old Testament's been out for like 8,000 years. I didn't steal anything from you.
Grabbing the oldies. All right, grabbing the oldies, boomer. Whatever.
Cover band.
Fair.
Yes. Boomer/influencer band.
Guys, the question to ask yourself every day is, what's that thing that makes your life better? What's that thing that makes everything more enjoyable? What's that thing that makes everything hard that you're doing a little less hard? What's your bacon?
Yes!
I got it.
No. You said no. I totally closed.
I was already mid now when you closed off.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
It's okay.
I got it.
I can
You
edit that.
You try and edit that out.
I will.
You try and edit that out.
I fucking will.
You're going to look at it, you're going to try and edit that out, and you're going to be like, nah, I'm going to leave that in. That's what you're going to do. That's what he's going to do. And we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah. So you know that
I love Uber confidence.
I do too. Matthew was fantastic to talk to.
Yeah,
Norelle
he was
was
a lot of
also
fun.
fantastic to talk to. And we're teasing the Uber confidence now because you clearly, after seeing the interview, you know that he was having some fun.
Yeah,
which I'm glad.
And I'm glad. You know what? So like in a lot of our episodes, I will prep for our episodes by other podcasts they've been on.
Yes.
And they've never been on another podcast.
No. I also do the same thing.
And they should be. And maybe Matt should have his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he is the smartest man in the world.
He's a witty dude.
He's witty.
Witty.
And yeah, all those things. So check out Stud Count. They're a lot of fun. They're a really cool band. Honestly, if you like Jackknife Stiletto, you should like these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's a good...
If you don't like Jackknife Stiletto, you can go fuck yourself.
Right.
But also...
You're kind of a dick.
But
Why
also...
would you not like somebody?
You should check these guys out, too.
Yeah.
And then also go fuck yourself.
Right. Also. Right. I fuck myself at least twice a day.
Oh, if I could, I wouldn't leave the house. Yeah.
So brought to you by Manscaped. Brought to you by Manscaped. Yeah. Fucking yourself. Brought to you by Manscaped.
Indeed.
They're probably not gonna like that.
Yeah, we could get that.
Whatever. You can find me, Jimmy G Shoes, who said that, by the way. So get mad at me, Manscaped. Not Mike. Jimmy G Shoes on the socials. You can find me there. You can find my band, Craving Strange, at cravingstrange.net, which has links to all of our socials. And you can also check out our single, I Run Away, which is out now.
I run away!
Yeah, that's how it goes. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Use the hashtag what's your bacon. Let me know. Let me know if that song is your bacon. Let me know if the band is your bacon. Let me know if Bacon Is My Passion is your bacon, because you can find that music as well as Craving Strange's music streaming on all streaming platforms, where you can also find our podcast. Where can they find you, sir?
Me personally, you can find me at my own self, Mike, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But also, you can check my band out. My band is called Something Heavy. We've got a new single coming out very, 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 very soon.
Yeah.
I promise. And you can check all our music out on all streaming platforms. And you can check out Something Heavy music on all of the social media platforms, including Twitter, Spotify, and Facebook. That's where it's limited to, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know what's not limited?
I was going to say, you can find Bacon Is My Podcast.
Bacon Is My Podcast is not limited to just Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
No, we're on more things.
We're on more things.
But also more.
More things, including only TikTok.
Yeah. We might be doing Discord.
By now, I hope so. Yeah. I don't know what it means. But you know what? At Bacon's My Pod. You can find us there. Look at Discord.
Maybe we're there.
If you don't find us there,
let's make a community.
If you don't find us there, hit us up.
Well, we're there. There's just nothing there yet. But we're there. You can find us.
We're there.
We're just not doing anything.
Oh, okay. So I stand corrected.
I said that.
But also, big, super, duper, special thank you to our Patreons over at patreon.com/Bacon Is My Podcast,
where they can get
awesome early access to shows. You get commercial-free shows. And not that we shill a lot of stuff. We shill a lot of stuff.
It's just a few things.
It's just a few things that help us out.
Clean your balls.
Yeah, clean your balls. And you get additional shows. You get all sorts of fun stuff.
Cook with us.
You can cook with us. You can
watch us eat horrible stuff.
You can get like really cool unreleased demo stuff from some of my bands, some of his bands. Just like, I've got all the Will It Sound Good acoustic heavies.
Yeah,
up there.
I'll put the Will It Sound Good acoustics up there too.
You should. I've been telling you to send me so I can master them for months.
Yeah, I'll do
that. We should do that. And while we do that, you go ahead and sign up.
Yeah, definitely sign up. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps us keep this going. If you don't want to sign up to the Patreon, that's totally fine too. If you're interested in any of our sponsors, please go through our links. You can find it at baconismypodcast.com, where you can also support us by grabbing a t-shirt or something from our swag list. Bacon is My Fashion. We got some cool stuff on there. So check that out. It's just a way for you to have something cool and see something cool and help us keep the lights on here in...
I was told I can't call it the Danger Room.
The Garage of Greatness?
But I'm going to call it the Danger Room because I don't give a fuck about what they say.
Danger Zone!
Danger Zone!
So, thank you also to anybody that listens to the show. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much. Keep those 5-star reviews coming. Stay in the conversation with hashtag What's Your Bacon and hashtag Bacon Is My Pod. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know who you want to see. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
I think you covered it all.
Except one thing.
So until then.
Except one thing. I didn't cover one thing.
No.
The most
It is very
thing.
important.
Yeah.
Very important.
What is it that makes your day better? What is it that makes your life better? What is it that makes the shitty things less shitty? What is it that makes the fun things more fun? What is it that makes the tasty things more tasty?
What's your word, Bacon?
What's your bacon?